discipline, something that you've been told your entire life from your teachers, your parents, and even motivational YouTubers like Jordan Peterson, David Goggins, and even Gary Vee. Don't listen to Gary Vee. Now, as you continue your path to self-improvement, you discovered that discipline is what you need to achieve your goals. But it's difficult. 5 more minutes of that snooze button. 1 more scroll on Instagram Reel. 1 more Netflix episode to watch. Resisting temptation to bad habits that we developed over months, years, or even our entire lives makes it far more difficult in practice than it is said. This word discipline's been romanticized in hustle culture, and if you don't conform to it, you're labeled as lazy, weak, or a failure. But what if I told you that discipline could be simple? And after all, that's why you're watching this video, right? You want to accomplish your goals. If you do want to figure out how to hijack discipline and make it simple, close your eyes. Man, my chair is squeaky as hell. Close your eyes and envision the first thing that you see when you wake up in the morning. Is your phone next to you, or is it in another room? When you walk to the kitchen, do you see a bag of chips and soda, or do you only have that at parties? We gotta understand that triggers that we encounter in our daily lives are a most likely source of cues for us to engage in our bad habits. I read a book. He read a book, good job! Shut up, Jason. James Clear said in his book, Atomic Habits, that perseverance, grit, and willpower are essential to success. But to improve these qualities is not by wishing you were a more disciplined person, but by creating a more disciplined environment. And I think he said this really well, that we shouldn't ignore willpower and discipline, and it's really important because definitely you need to have that type of resistance to bad habits on a daily basis so that you can achieve your goals, and you need that strength to work on these good habits. Resisting temptation in an undisciplined environment that's full of bad cues and things that makes you act on temptation is so much more difficult than working in a disciplined environment so that it's easy, it's satisfying, and it's so much more clear to do these goals instead of bringing up all this momentum and energy every single day. Because with this, you can be more consistent on your goals. If you design your environment that allows you to perform good habits every single day and prevents you from doing all the bad habits, it is so much more easier to find success and consistency through a disciplined environment rather than trying to be a disciplined person. My entire life, I've been spending it on trying to use willpower and motivation to bring up all that energy just to be productive in my life, but I realized that that is so much more difficult in the hard way when you could just go create an environment that makes you become more productive, that lets you be able to do habits that could make you just be more consistent rather than every single day muscling up all that effort just to be consistent. It's just so stupid. I hope you guys can do what I'm doing right now. Just get a bike and just go anywhere. Start finding study spots. Start going to different gyms maybe. I just think that it's so much more important to realize that an environment is probably one of the most important things. Apparently to Marty Lobdell, he was the person who did the Study Smarter But Not Harder YouTube video that has almost 17 million views, found that there was a Hawaii research done to university students. They made one specific group. They had to have in the residence a specific study area. In this study area, you could not cook, you could not chill in there, you could not do anything that you wanted besides studying. And the light always had to be turned off unless if you were studying. So basically he was saying that people were making a specific area that's associated with the task. And he found that those people who studied in that area, rather than the control group who just studied wherever they wanted, got 1.0 grade point higher than the control group. So making your own study area specifically for productivity and nothing else, making that your cue is so important because it just makes your brain associate doing the task, completing it, rather than going through straight willpower to go do anything that's productive. Definitely having an environment is so crucial in order to be consistent with your tasks, which is so intuitive, but we don't really think about it that often, and it's just absolutely crazy. Ever seen anyone use a yoga ball for exercise? I've only used them as a kid, and they have like these weird handles here, and then my dad always made like really dirty jokes. It was so fucking weird. So right now I'm in Niagara Falls, and I'm just right now at the gym, and their hotel gym is actually not bad. They got a lot of dumbbells, and I'm really happy about that. Just getting a little workout in, and yeah.
10, nigga, not 9. On the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck, power outage, sparks was flying. The real one's here, the young boy that walked with lions around the outlines of chalk where the corpse is lying. Of course I'm trying to revive a sport that's dying, but the guns and the drug bars that y'all relying got these nerves thinking.
When she says she's home alone. Alright, right now I'm in the middle of editing this video, and I just realized that no one will really use the advice or make a change with this video unless if I make a call to action. I realized that I've watched so many of these like productivity YouTube videos that makes me have a new perspective. Like with this video, you shouldn't prioritize discipline. Instead, you should make an environment that supports it. I feel like a lot of these YouTube videos, they only give you a sense of productivity, but you don't ever make change. And I don't want this video to be like that. I want you guys to start realizing how detrimental your environment could be to your daily life. So right now, I want you to focus on what you have in your environment and what could you do to positively improve that so that you can be more disciplined and be consistent through your daily life. So let's get started. All right, so if you want to change your social media habits, like consuming too much Instagram or YouTube, it probably might be because it's in your bookmarks. It's probably because it's in a place that's so visible to you in your computer workspace. Also, by the way, ignore the bandage. I'm just trying to protect myself from Daddy Zuck. I feel like it's so important to just realize that maybe things that you see on a daily basis can be just big triggers for you to execute the bad habits. And just like what I have here, Instagram is literally bookmarked right here. So if I'm trying to work, let's say I'm working on Grammarly and I have the paper to write, but if Instagram is right here, which one do you think I'm more compelled to write at? Great way to change your environment is deleting the bad cues and triggers that you see on your daily habits. If you want to start eating healthy, another thing is make your bad food. Oh my god, I forgot the word junk food. So if you want to start eating healthier, you gotta make your bad foods, bro, make your junk foods and all the sugary foods that go against the diet that you should be on. Remove it out of your environment that you're always in. When I was a kid, I was so addicted to drinking soda, and I remember my dad always bought these 24 packs of like Pepsi and like Dr. Pepper. It seemed like I always drank like soda once a day, and it was so difficult for me to stop. But of course it was difficult because it was always in my environment. I'm like, oh, there's nothing else to drink. I guess I'll drink this then. If you make these bad habits invisible, it is so much more easier to be more disciplined in a disciplined environment than using the willpower to go against these bad habits when they're just all triggers that you have to go against. So make it easier for yourself. One last one. The TV in your room. If you have a problem with watching too much TV, then take out the TV out of your room and maybe watch it when you actually want to watch it. I feel like a lot of these habits you commit subconsciously, and I feel like sometimes when you commit these bad habits, you don't even want to deep down watch it. You're just repeating the same habit over and over again. But then the times when you do want to watch it, it becomes more rewarding. So I feel like having these things that's in your environment, it's so important to remove them and make them invisible so that you don't have to rely on willpower to go against these bad habits. I definitely don't think you should ignore discipline altogether. I'm just saying that you should focus on creating an environment that makes you become more consistent rather than focusing on sheer willpower every single day to reach your goals. Definitely being disciplined would help a lot when it comes to going against mental resistance. That's about it, and I'll see you guys.